Welcome to How We Heard It, the podcast about music, pop culture, movies, and more, with your hosts Wayne Bledsoe and Chuck Campbell.
Zveki, this is Chuck Campbell with
Wayne Bledsoe, and
I'm John Baker.
That was Latvian, our first foreign country today on board was Latvia. So hello, Latvia.
Hey,
that's cool.
And today we're going to do our Grammy predictions, which has always been, historically, it's been a big thing for us because we used to, when we wrote at the same newspaper, we would write Grammy picks and make fun of each other. And
call each other names.
Yeah, and we might do some of that today, given how you feel about the nominees and what I know about them. So, you know.
Oh, and I must say, my wife and I went to visit her folks last night, and her father, my father-in-law, Bob, who he's real interested in our podcast, and he's listened to several of them, and he's like, I just wish Wayne and Chuck would really fight each other more. And I said, well, we're all kind of nice people, though.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean,
it's good-natured.
We could get snarky with each other back
I think
when.
the problem with that is that Wayne and I can't say this about many people, but we really respect each other so much that even when we're fighting, I'm never mad. So I can't ever get mad at Wayne. And other people, they can just look at me wrong, and, and I'm ready to run over them in the parking lot. And then
I find that hard to believe.
Well, but we've also, through the years, we understand where the other one is coming from pretty much on everything.
Yeah. We understand each other's tastes in music. We also understand what our different assignments were as music writers, because we weren't doing the same stuff. We weren't really overlapping. We were trying to kind of like pair up so that we were giving more thorough music coverage without stepping on each other's toes.
And on rare occasions, we would introduce each other to something that the other one really liked.
Yeah, and sometimes we liked the same things. But it was pretty rare. So
You've both done that for me.
Well, I appreciate that.
I love your perspective too, because Wayne and I get tired of each other. Honestly, we're always having to see how the other one thinks, but to have a third voice in here who's like got a whole fresh,
Well,
attitude.
it was very generous of you all to allow me to be a part of this, other than just a button monkey.
Well, you contribute a lot.
Yes, you do.
Thank you.
Yes, you do.
Even
if you don't have much to say about the Grammys today, and I understand.
I'm not an award show guy.
Yeah. I'm kind of not either. I do watch the Grammys to a degree and the Oscars to a degree, and that's about it. I don't care about any other award shows, I don't think.
Well, it was funny because and people understand our disagreements. When I first walked in, or when I came in, and I said, "Let's save Best New Artist for the last category," and you went, I was going to do that one first. I wanted to do that.
Yeah, so we had a fight already before we came on here. Yeah, Wayne wants to save Best New Artist for last, and I want to start with Best New Artist. So we agreed that we would say that we're going to save it, even though I know that's not logical, because the Grammys typically end with Best Album. That's like the big thing.
The Grammys end with Best Album, but the Best New Artist is the future.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, some of them will be.
Yeah, some of them will be, and some will be forgotten after this year. But,
right. And I'm particularly interested in some of this because I always expect you to know the best new artists, and because that's what you did was the album would come in and you'd be talking about somebody who basically just got out of diapers.
It used to be the one I cared the most about because it was the future and it was the new artist, and the others were just like these old guys who'd been doing music for 30, 40 years, and it's like, who really cares which one of them? It's like they've been doing this forever, and it's like...
They got good at it.
Yeah, they got good at it, and then I think a lot of times the Grammys are trying to catch up with giving awards to people, and that they should have been... Almost everyone who wins a Grammy should have gotten it for something they did before,
Well, I think I really saw that in this year's nominees because of all the old-style rap guys.
Yep.
And there's more old-style rap guys.
Exactly. There are 3 rap albums up for Best New Album, and that's never happened before.
Right.
And we've been talking about how rap music is kind of plateaued, and it's falling off.
I know.
And so it's like, rap music is still very strong, don't get me wrong or anything like that, but to have 3 rap albums up for Best Album, is for this to be the first time after 30 years of rap music just dominating music, they finally get a little setback, and now it's like, oh, let's just throw all this at the rappers this time. So it's weird.
And you'll appreciate the fact that those were some of my favorite albums.
Yeah, I did. I know. I was really. We'll talk about it later, but I was really floored when you said, "Wow, this is probably my favorite so far." Really heavy stuff. I'm like, what? I thought you wrote down that. I thought, there's no way you're writing.
Who are you, and what have you done with the real Wayne?
Yeah,
well, it's old enough now that I can appreciate it. That's what it is. It's once the artist is getting close to their AARP card, that's when I'm going to like it. That's
and they are.
They are. I know.
I mean, like one of them's in his 50s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There you go.
So there you go.
All right. What are we going to start with? Because we're not starting with best new artist.
And I don't want to start with album of the year. So why don't we do record of the year and song of the year?
Okay.
We're going to do
What's the difference between album of the year and record of the year?
Well, album of the year is the album. Record and song are both songs.
Right.
Record of the year is a recording of the year. So it's like the song that was the best recording. And then song of the year is the song that's the best written. So for the song of the year, you have to imagine what would it be like if another artist recorded that song? Would it still be strong, or was the record so good because of the particular artist or the production?
The performance?
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No.
I'm saying, and not to make it even more confusing, but now we have a category, Songwriter of the Year, which incorporates artists who have written many songs. Right. And all those songs will be on the list for the Songwriter of the Year category.
I didn't even look at that category. Do you have someone in that one you wanted to?
No, I didn't really talk about it other than the fact that they've added all these categories, and that's one of those that's it's interesting. I can't decide whether I like the category or not, but it's interesting to have Songwriter of the Year and then have like 5 songs that they've written underneath their name. And you go, oh, okay.
There are going to be 5 million Grammy categories before they're done.
Oh, I know.
Everybody gets their own category.
Yeah.
It's up to 90,
I'm just
I think,
concerned
now.
about
Is
these
it really?
main 4.
It's like a participation medal.
I think they're up to like 90 categories now.
But we should say that Wayne Bledsoe was a Grammy nominee.
And I was in the 80s in there. I think it was like category 81 or 79.
But you did album notes, right?
That's right.
When we would have albums and look at, what was behind them and everything like that, Wayne has done that. And you
Bradley,
still write album notes for people, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And Bradley Reese and I wrote that together. We basically wrote a book that went with an album collection called The Trouble with the Truth, Arthur Q. Smith.
Right.
And anyway, I write album notes.
I was so jealous because you got to go to the Grammys as a nominee, and I was so crazy about the Grammys, and you were you were happy to be nominated,
right, and
you were appreciative of that, and you understood the weight of that and everything, but just to know that you were going, and I was sitting at home watching it on TV.
Sorry,
but I don't do anything that would ever get me nominated for a Grammy, so there you go. Well, we should. So what we'll do is we'll talk about Record of the Year and Song of the Year.
Okay.
Now that we understand the difference between the two. You want to go with record or song?
Let's go with the record.
All right, Record of the Year. So our nominees are Bad Bunny for DTMF, Sabrina Carpenter for Manchild, Doechii for Anxiety, Billie Eilish for Wildflower, Lady Gaga for Abracadabra, Kendrick Lamar with SZA for Luther, Chappell Roan for the Subway, and Rosé and Bruno Mars for Appartement, APT.
Right.
So you didn't like any of this, did you?
Well, what surprised me, I was really surprised by this. I didn't really much like Billie Eilish's song Wildflower.
No. I don't think it has a chance.
I don't understand why that one is the one that's
she's
nominated.
Billie Eilish, and it just depends on when it comes out. They're going to nominate her all the time, and she's fantastic.
Yeah,
and I don't blame them for praising her. And sometimes I think when they're coming up with the nominees, they just go look for a Billie Eilish song because they got to nominate her for something. I think it's a pretty song.
It's pretty, but
it's kind of woozy and everything. But I think she won't be remembered for that song.
No,
and
we
compared to Wildflower, right? So the song is Wildflower.
Right,
it's a perfectly fine song, but it's like. That's a weird one to pop out. It's like, this is just an amazing record.
It's just so weak compared to everything else that she's done. I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And the one that the other thing that surprised me was I really did like Chappell Roan's The Subway.
Well, see, I thought that one was weak too.
Really?
After her album that had so much exciting types of music and constructions and themes and all that, for her to just do a song. I mean, it was about a lesbian crush, right? But other than that, it just like kind of bland and
so
just
this was
slow.
not on her album?
No. No.
This was a single.
Yeah, it's just a
Is record of the year is it a single?
Yeah, I think they're always
just one
singles.
song?
They're not. Yeah, they're not albums.
Yeah.
That's why you got album of the year and record.
But
records.
the thing that I like about that is that it shows she's really a good singer.
Well, what I wrote was meh.
Well, I had a lot that are basically
I know,
the same thing.
And I love Chappell Roan, but that just like, wow, this is what she's come out with after their amazing album. I guess I was just had such a high expectation for her that I listened to it. I didn't have any like, oh, I don't like that or anything like that. But it's just kind of like when it was done, I was glad it was done, and I haven't gone looking for it again.
No, see, well, I thought it was catchy enough that I enjoyed it, and I'd listen to it again. Like I said, I liked her vocal performance, and I was really unimpressed with everybody else's vocals.
Wow, okay.
On the record of the year. It was just sort of like, okay. I mean, I know you love Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, well, Sabrina Carpenter, so the thing about Sabrina Carpenter is I think she is more of a kind of a safe place because she's doing really well. She puts like an album a year out. She's only 26, and she's had, I think this was her 7th album already. And that song, Man Child, it kind of accentuates her charm. It's not that great, astounding music. I don't think it's going to win, but it's just like if you want someone who's vibrant and who's probably going to be an actress and all these other things, and she already does comedy like in the middle of her songs and such. I think that they're just like, we can go to her. There's no real controversy. The biggest controversy about her that I can remember was her album cover with the guy pulling her hair.
Was she a Disney person?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I just assume they all are.
Child actor?
Yeah. She was, because she started singing, her first albums were trying to get her away from Disney when she was a teenager. That's the problem the Disney people have, and so many of them have come from Disney, is they're doing things for kids, and then they go out and make albums when they're hitting adulthood. So all of a sudden they're doing sexy songs, and that's kind of the biggest controversy.
It's a tough transition to make.
Yeah, it is. And she's done it, but I don't think like, wow, this is like a fantastic song. But I do think that it's probably nominated because it's Sabrina Carpenter and because they've not given her anything really substantial yet. And because of her charm and her character, her overall entertainer value is probably higher than some of these people who just do music and they don't do anything else. That's the wrong reason to give it to her, but I think that's just, they know who she is and they feel good about her, so they just give her a nomination.
Well, I think the Grammys, in a lot of ways, these categories, it's just basically a popularity contest. When you get to the big awards,
it's different factions too,
And some of it depends on how many people, at that record label are members of the Academy and vote. Because that's the thing. You have to be in the Academy to vote. And on the big categories, everybody can vote. Over all the categories, you can vote. But if you're lower level person, you can only vote on so many categories. But.
Right. Well, we could go through the other ones. Bad Bunny, I don't think he's going to win for this either. His whole the strength of Bad Bunny was really his full album and all the different types of Latin music that he was bringing into the sound. And this one song is really pretty understated. And it's like, that's kind of like the Billie Eilish. It's like, that's a peculiar one to pick out and say, here's the record of the year. Because, I do think overall I can see him as a best album contender because of what he did and what he's doing socially and commercially and politically, all the things that he stands for. But this song and it's like the title track.
Yeah, so. But it's not the strongest song on the album.
No, it's not. Like I say, it's understated. And one thing he usually isn't is understated, and Doechii, it's a good rap song. Right. And I think she's she's an out lesbian maybe. So she and Chappell Roan, that's interesting, but it's good. It's a strong rap song, but it's like record of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know how that comes about.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And let's see, I think that's every. Oh, and
Abracadabra by Lady Gaga.
Well, hold on that one.
Okay.
The Rose and Bruno Mars, Appartement. That one is. It was a fun song, and it was a big hit. I think it's too gimmicky to constitute record of the year. And really, after her, she's a K-pop singer. Of course, Bruno Mars is American, and I've talked about this song to death. But after her initial chorus or whatever, it kind of drops off. It's like I like her part, and then the chorus, and then it's like, when they bring I don't know.
I was ready for.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was a perfect kind of pop hit, but record of the year again, I don't see it.
It goes on too long for what it is, for sure.
Yeah,
Damned with faint praise. That's fine.
I do think Sabrina Carpenter is very much an outside shot, but I think the two real contenders are Kendrick Lamar and Lady Gaga. Now, Kendrick Lamar, he and SZA. SZA's a great counterpart to him, and it's a tribute to Luther Vandross. So they're going to love that.
Yeah.
You know, that right there, just exactly what Grammy people want to hear is a tribute to another artist. And their voices merge well and everything. It's not particularly typical of Kendrick Lamar, but I think it's fine, and I love SZA. I'm glad to see her, in on it. And then the Lady Gaga one, the one reason I think it's record of the year potential is that what she does with that song, I couldn't hear anyone else do that song but Lady Gaga. You know, she's employing some of the same things she used in the song Bad Romance, and her voice and her vocals and her over-the-top thing. And what I like the most about it is typically like it starts with this big chorus kind of, you know, with her doing the words and everything, the abracadabra. But she does it, and she does it again, and then she comes back around to it and dips into it a couple of more times and extends it. And it's like you're taking the best part of the song and you're playing it up. And almost any time you get a hit song with a little bit like that, it's just like a 10-second snippet in the whole song. And this time she just played it up and knew that was the key part of this song. And I think that's why it stands out on her album, because it's just like giving people the popcorn they want, and it's giving them a full bucket, you know, not just like a little moment that you get and get excited about. So, and I think it fits more of what record of the year is supposed to be, because she knows what her strengths are, because of the way they put it together and what she's emphasizing on the song. You know, none of these songs are changing the world.
No.
And I do like a tribute to Luther Vandross. I like Kendrick Lamar. I think Kendrick Lamar is the best rapper of this century so far, and I think that Lady Gaga is probably the best pop innovator of this century so far. You know, so I think they're both deserving, and we'll get to this when we get to album of the year. But they're kind of in the same situation that Beyonce was in last year, because they've both been nominated multiple times, never won, you know, for best album. But we'll get to that later. But if you just I wouldn't necessarily think any of these songs would have been my choice for record of the year. But if I had to pick one, I would say Lady Gaga, just because, you know, of her history, which is not supposed to be part of it, but what she does with that particular song and the audience that she's feeding with it. And it was like, you know, I think it's just the best song of the album.
Well, it's some of the songs I kind of expected to like better than I did. And
Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. Yeah.
You know, I was very late to the party on Lady Gaga.
Yeah, right.
Well, but I got so that I did like her.
Right.
And, man, she knows a hook.
Right.
I mean, she knows how to write something.
That's exactly what this song is all about. It's about taking that hook and just like, you know, it's kind of like when we were talking about APT, you know, Rosé and Bruno Mars. They had that great hook at the beginning, and you never get it again. You never get it just right again. Yeah. And with ours, it's like, here it is, and here it is again, and here it is again. It's like, yeah, give me more. You know, it's like addictive.
Yeah, to me, it was too much. And that was.
I can see that.
And it's just like.
But usually it's too little when people do something like that.
Well, the thing that I appreciate about her songs is, I mean, she understands the dramatic arc. I mean, she knows subtlety, she knows drama, and she's good at that.
Yeah.
And with this, it's the things that you like so much about it are the things that bored me.
Right.
Because
but you're not typically her audience either.
No.
You know, it's like you got to feed your audience, and I think that all of them feed their audience in one way or another with their songs. But I just don't see anybody feeding a particularly broad audience, except maybe the Rosé and Bruno Mars, and that one just fell off the cliff after the start. You know.
Well, I think those two probably have the best bet, but I think to me the dark horse in this, as far as who might sweep in and win it, is Bad Bunny, just because of all the political fallout and people supporting.
I want to get to that when we get to best album, because he's definitely, I think, a contender for best album as well. Okay, but yeah, I do think that that everything that's going with him is just kind of the planets are lining up, right? You know, but at the same time, I do think Lady Gaga and Kendrick Lamar, like, how long are you going to keep looking past these two? You know?
Well, but they'll do that for years sometimes.
I know, and that's why I don't want to. Yeah, but anyway, that's why Beyonce finally won Best Album for Cowboy Carter, which I don't think anyone would say was her best album.
No.
But they had gone, it was her 5th Best Album nomination, and they finally had to give her one. I mean, Jay-Z told them to give her one, and so they did.
But the Grammys also like to piss off the country music people, too.
Well, yeah, they had an extra motivation to give it to her.
And they do that all the time. They do that. If you look at their nominations, they specifically do that to piss off Nashville.
Well, do you want to do Song of the Year?
Well,
wait, did you pick? You picked.
I think
you picked Bad Bunny. Okay,
I said that's the dark horse that might make it. I think that Kendrick Lamar probably has the best bet of winning.
I have Kendrick Lamar second, with Kendrick Lamar and SZA, and I just threw Lady Gaga down for best choice. I do think they're close. I think Sabrina Carpenter has a real outside shot, just because I think they're going to want to give her something, but I'm not seeing exactly where she's going to win. Could be her there. Bad Bunny, only if he's having a Bad Bunny sweep.
Right.
And I don't think the others are going to win.
Well, the thing about Song of the Year,
the
only thing that is different here is Golden by the K-pop.
We should talk about that.
Yeah.
Do you understand what that one even is? So one of the nominees. So the Song of the Years, we got Lady Gaga again, Doechii again, Rosé and Bruno Mars again.
Same songs?
Yeah, pretty much.
As record?
Yeah, Bad Bunny again, Kendrick Lamar again, Sabrina Carpenter again, Billie Eilish again.
Chappell Roan's the only one that falls off.
Chappell Roan falls off for Song of the Year, and instead they got the K-pop Demon Hunters, and the three of them are Ejay. I may have their names pronounced wrong, but Ejay, Audrey Nuna, and Ray Ami, and. This was. Do you know what this is?
Yeah, no, I know about K-pop.
Yeah, it was like a Netflix cartoon movie about these 3 pop singers who are actually demon hunters. So their pop personas were like, but it was such a phenomenon,
right?
So they dealt it in here, and it's not a bad song. You know, it's the 3 of them. You know, it's a K-pop song, but it's a little more than that. And I think it's just some kind of acknowledgement for this. And the song itself is golden from the movie.
Well, to me, the thing about record of the year, I could go with these. Okay.
Right. But
song of the year, none of these songs are very good songs.
Right.
None of them. Not one.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, come on.
I'm still trying to decide the distinction between record of the year and song of the year.
Well, record of the year is the whole production. It's the whole thing. If you got that single, song of the year is just how well written this song is. What a great song it is.
Okay.
And honest to goodness, I just don't think that there's any of these that you're going to 10 years from now, you're going to be humming to yourself.
Well, one of them's going to win.
One of them's going to win.
Yeah. Did you have any? If you don't like any of them, codger. What would you give it to then?
You know, and even though I think it's such a weak Billie Eilish song, I think it's the best written song of all of them.
She might get it because she's popular.
The Kendrick Lamar song is, I think that's okay.
I think the Kendrick Lamar song would win. I think they want to split it up between Gaga and Kendrick and give Gaga the recording award, the record of the year, and then they'll give the songwriter award to Kendrick because it does have a universal feel. I can hear a lot of people singing that song.
Yeah.
You can pair up any kind of combinations. Abracadabra is in Song of the Year. I saw an AI where they had Elvis Presley and Lady Gaga doing it, and Elvis Presley sucked doing it. Abracadabra. And I thought, I don't know who else could sing this song. I don't know how that would be Song of the Year for something that's so specifically tailored to Lady Gaga's delivery.
Well, but that's the thing with Song of the Year in the last few years. To me, none of them have any. And I know I'm old. I'm an old codger. I gotcha. But I'm just not hearing a song that's going to last 25 years from now. I mean, we still listen to Bridge Over Troubled Water and Yesterday. You know,
well,
those
speak for yourself.
Well, those were. I mean, they're still.
Who's this we you're talking about?
But if you say the name of those songs, you can hear that melody in your head.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you can't. Go ahead.
Those are strong, original songs.
Yeah.
And
that's what we're suffering from is a shortage of strong original songs.
Right, and on this list, it's just such fluff.
I always have a problem with that because it's kind of like, no, they weren't better back then than they are today, and no, everything wasn't better because time proves things wrong and other things are better. And now when we look back at the 90s acts or whatever, there's a lot of stuff you would think from that are like, wow, nobody does music like that anymore. And,
Well, you and I have always agreed on this because
Right.
there's so much good music out there.
there are good people in every generation,
Right, and
there are people that are overrated.
And-
But wherever your roots are in music, that's going to be where you tend to favor. So there's
But there are still great songwriters. I don't see them on this list for Song of the Year.
Did Yesterday and Bridge Over Troubled Waters win Best Song?
Bridge
Song
Over
the
Troubled
Year?
Water, I'm nearly positive won Song of the Year, and I'm pretty sure Yesterday did too. I'm
Okay.
not.
'Cause
I have to
know
look
they
them
didn't
up.
get the awards that they should have gotten.
No, but I mean,
So Grammys really aren't. They've never really been the decisive. These are the best songs of today. I mean, they've always been, terrible best new artists that you don't even know how they were nominated.
And we went over those last year, but
Yeah.
there were also some great
Sure.
best new artists, and
Yeah.
there were some
Sometimes they
songs
get it right,
that last.
Right.
And I don't know. I just don't. It's frustrating to me as somebody. I mean, I listen very closely to lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm melody driven, even though there's plenty of music I like that does not have a melody.
Yeah.
But and when we get to album of the year, there are better things on those albums than these songs by far.
Yeah.
But
And the thing about Billie Eilish and Wildflower, again, it's a nice song, but I can't picture any other people doing it. That's why I can't see it winning song, because you really have to have that ethereal kind of voice. If you just had a kind of a normal voice,
But can you hear somebody else doing Luther?
Yeah,
Really?
sure, yeah, I can hear a good male and female singer duetting on Luther.
Oh, okay.
I can imagine that.
Okay.
And I think, and it's the Luther Vandross. That's like let's recognize, it's recognizing Luther Vandross,
Right.
who had nothing to do with the song.
Right.
But it's like, okay, we'll give it to, score one for Luther in memoriam or whatever. But I don't know how Doechii is in there. It's like, again, it's just a perfectly fine
For her.
pop song, but and I figure maybe it's got something to do with her record label or some friends, or Jay-Z said to vote for her. You know what I mean? It's and that's the thing about these Grammys is like, when you compare them to past music, you have to go back and think, did the past music songs actually win the Grammys then, or was it some piffle by some Starland vocal band or something like that who actually won?
I mean, I brought up last time, it was like Winchester Cathedral, I think, got Song of the Year back in 67 or something.
And imagine what it was probably up against.
Oh, it was up against classics.
So, yeah.
And
67.
and nobody, of course, remembers that song, and they passed over the greats. I mean, they make tons of mistakes.
Yeah. And that's what
year.
I'm saying, is that people look at this and say, oh, music sucks today. It's like, these are the Grammy nominations. They've never been the best. They've never been the best songs.
Well,
there's a lot of better music than any of
There's
this.
all politics.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, Sgt. Pepper won Album of the Year. I mean, there were plenty of great albums, classic albums that did win Album of the Year. So it's probably maybe 50-50 as to what they nominate or what they give awards to that's really, really, that lasts.
Sure.
But
So you're picking Billie Eilish.
I'm picking Billie Eilish as the best written song. I think Luther will probably win.
Yeah, I agree. I think Luther will probably win. I think just there's a Kendrick Lamar and Lady Gaga kind of momentum in
Right.
all of these awards.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're going to get, because a lot of the times when people are voting, they don't really even know what they're voting for.
Oh, I know.
And that's why I say I think Lady Gaga did a great job with Record of the Year Abracadabra, but how it ended up Song of the Year, I can't imagine Sabrina Carpenter trying to do that, or Taylor Swift trying to do that. It's like, who else could even do this song,
No,
So,
it's totally her style.
yeah, totally. It's her trademark style. Well, are we ready to talk about Album of the Year?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Is this the end?
No, we've got
we got Best New Artist,
and
and
we end with Best New Artist as per Wayne's instructions, which
Well,
doesn't make sense.
It totally makes sense. It's the future.
Okay, all right. Well, Album of the Year, the past. Okay, we've got Bad Bunny,
Right.
for Debí tirar más fotos, which I believe means I should have taken more photos. Justin Bieber, 31-year-old Bad Bunny, 31-year-old Justin Bieber, swag. No chance in the world is he going to win that. Mark my words.
I have to tell you, I listened to that
No,
whole album.
I don't want to hear what you're about to say.
I listened to the whole album, and I thought, Chuck Campbell can never doubt my commitment to this podcast because that album was excruciating.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
That album was so... Oh, my gosh.
The very fact that he's up for it. He doesn't even care about music. It's just he's a prop, you know.
It's pitiful.
Yeah.
And, I mean, halfway through that album, I thought, God, this has got to be over soon. And I was only halfway through it.
Yeah.
And then he ends with, a little
I did
gospel
not listen
song.
to the whole album myself.
Well,
I knew it's like, okay, this isn't going to win. I don't need to listen to all this crap.
I need hazard pay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was working on an art project while I was doing it. It was like, this has got to be over soon. It's got to be over soon. And it was,
Did it affect your art?
God, I hope not.
He had to throw it away and start over.
It was, but I do kind of feel sorry for him, and I was listening to it, and he's kind of pitiful.
He is, yeah.
And, but still, I mean, it's just not good.
Okay, well, we've also got. I agree, and it's not going to win. So let's just at least take solace in that. Sabrina Carpenter for Man's Best Friend. Again, I think she's kind of a darling, and it's her charm, but that's pretty much all that's powering her to Best New Artist. Plus the fact that Taylor Swift, we should point out, did not release her album in time for it to be nominated this year. And Beyonce did not release an album that would come out this year. And Billie Eilish actually didn't release a new album that would came out for it to be nominated. So some of the ones that we've seen nominated over and over the years, they all are missing the gap to be nominated.
Some of these artists who are a whole lot better.
So yeah. So the people are thinking, oh, is it always Beyonce and Taylor Swift? Well, now you know why, because you see what happens when they don't release albums.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to bag on Sabrina Carpenter. I think she's fine for what she does. I don't think she's considers herself a serious, awesome artist or anything. She's just
Neither do I.
She's just up there to be a performer. I'm going to skip one of it. Lady Gaga, Mayhem, Kendrick Lamar, GNX, Leon Thomas. I don't know how this happened. He's 32. He was on a Nickelodeon show. I can't remember the name. When he was a kid years ago, and he's been a songwriter and a producer, and he put out an album, and he's up for Best New Artist,
and it's
which is just bizarre.
And
he's up for Best Album, like totally bizarre.
And it's kind of old school R&B.
Yep.
What category are we talking about now?
Album of the year. Album of the year.
Yeah, and I listened to that one, and I'm just so unimpressed. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, his album is mutt.
Yeah,
and then we've got the 3 rap albums that are nominated. Mm-hmm. We got Kendrick Lamar, Gen X. I mentioned that. We've got Clips, which is Pusha T and what?
I know. I'm about to talk about it.
Pusha T and Malice, and then we got Tyler the Creator.
Right.
And one thing I will say, these 3 albums are very different types of rap albums from each other. Tyler the Creator is very kind of innovative and modern and weird.
Good samples and cool stuff on it. But
album of the year, I don't think so.
But it's also very old-fashioned in, it's more a braggadocio kind of an album.
Yeah, and he's controversial and weird, and you don't know what he's going to come up or where it's coming from. I don't mind so much that they're throwing him a bone. Kendrick Lamar, I get it because he's been so good for so long. And Clips, I wrote about them back when I was writing about gangster rap.
They started in like 1994.
Yeah,
they've been around for a long time. And when it came on, I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll sample this a little bit, and then I'll move on. And it's like it held me for the whole album.
Well, it's a tribute to, I think, both their parents. So the 2 guys in Clips, Pusha T and Malice, they're brothers.
Right.
And like I said, one's 48, one's 52. And it was to both of their parents, right?
Yeah.
It was, okay.
I think so.
And go ahead.
And I'm just saying, it's of everything that I listened to in these big categories, it's the only one that seemed like it had any hint of seriousness to it. I mean, all the others, even the rap stuff, even the other rappers, it was just sort of like, this is kind of more of the same, and, the thing that you do. This one had some heart. This one absolutely was talking about something real, and it's like, I think that's what music does, is it connects you. It's light entertainment a lot of times, but when you actually hear somebody talk about something that's serious and real, I got this one.
I did a double take. I didn't even know they got back together basically to make this. They broke up along, and it's like they weren't on my radar that much, even when I was writing about gangster rap and them. But
I wasn't paying that much attention back then.
Music was still very old school on the new album. They did. It's not like they, grew as instrumentalists or whatever. They were still sticking to what they did.
No, and
I
still
respect that.
And they kept that the old-fashioned rhythms and stuff and the beats that they used to use. But it's a powerful album. And of all those that are nominated, I think it's the only one that really has anything to say. I mean, all this other is just, it's pretty much, it's so light.
I feel like they're just a hair more likely to win than Justin Bieber. And that's
it's probably so.
Right.
And they don't do, I wanted to point this out before we move on. I got so sick of hearing, and Justin Bieber did it a lot, all of them did it, not pronouncing words and almost baby talking. Bad Bunny was doing it, driving me crazy. It's like, open your mouth. It's like they can't get their jaws unlocked.
Yeah, okay.
It was driving me crazy.
Okay.
I know. It's a
I'm not going to say anything, but okay. So
this is what it used to be like in the office.
Yeah. So I'm saying Sabrina Carpenter is the long shot, not likely to win. Justin Bieber, no. Clips, no. Leon Thomas, no. Tyler, the Creator, no. And it's just weird. I think, did we already say this, that rap music is suddenly getting all this recognition? Yeah, we said that.
Yeah.
And of all times now, when they just had the first week ever where there wasn't a rap song in the top 40 and all. Yeah. And they are mostly older guys too, so Anyway,
but Bad Bunny's rap too. I mean, he does both.
Yeah, he's just more singing than rapping, especially.
But he does
on this
both.
album. Yeah, people think he's just. I always see him called rapper.
Right.
It's like, I've heard him sing more than that. I think he's one of those that just does both. So.
Well, yeah, I thought when it started off, I liked the instrumentation on that, and I thought I was going to like it better than I did. But by the end, it was just every song just seems like the same thing to me. I mean,
there's so many different types of Latin music in there that's being dealt in, and then he's got the reggaeton and it's got the electronic, so it's got some modern updates and then the old stuff.
Yeah, instrumentally, I was digging it. Instrumentally, I really liked it. But then what he was saying was just okay.
Well, I didn't translate everything he was saying, but I don't.
Well, this was I listened to the version I listened to was in English.
What?
Yeah.
What I listened to is all Spanish.
I would have liked it better in
Spanish.
Spanish.
We listened to two different albums.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
I didn't realize he did two different. But that's the thing is I was expecting more of it to be in Spanish. There was some Spanish stuff, but most of it was in English.
I don't think he spoke any English or sang any English in what I listened to. That's okay.
There's two different versions?
Maybe. I don't know what's happened here, but I love the music.
I would have liked it better.
I like him as a person.
Yeah.
And I think he's got that kind of lazy kind of flow and kind of plaintive. And I know some people don't really like that, especially in rap. But I think he's got a distinct character. So I think I would have thought from the beginning and looking at the list months ago, I thought, well, this is going to be Lady Gaga or Kendrick Lamar because both of them have been nominated for the 5th album of the year, and neither one of them has ever won. But I think in the case of both Lady Gaga and Kendrick Lamar is they've kind of plateaued. Their albums are always good, but you expect that from them, and I don't see like super growth from either one of them on their new albums. It's just like, well, is this when we finally give them the best album, when we give them album of the year? So, okay. So, I was going back and forth between them, and I thought, you know what? I think maybe it will be Bad Bunny's year. I think maybe they'll give record to Lady Gaga and song to Kendrick Lamar, and just give it to Bad Bunny because of all the things that are going around. He was the ICE enforcement people were going to be camping out at his concerts, and he cut back on some of the United States. He's from Puerto Rico, so he is American, but he cut back on some of his U.S. sites because of that. He is going to be doing the halftime show at the Super Bowl the very next week. So the timing of that is interesting. Spanish language, I think this is maybe only the we've never had a Spanish language album win record of the year yet. And when you consider, Latinos, Latinx, whatever you want to say, they are our biggest minority. And I think that the Grammys have done good about finally catching on to women, of course, finally catching on to people of color to give them awards and everything. But the Latin. They basically have a Latin Grammys, and that's what they get. And it's like, and he was the most listened to person, most streamed artist globally for the year. So, I mean, he's had the commercial success, and I think this album pays tribute to the songs of his heritage and music of his heritage, as well as incorporates it with modern productions and technology. And I just think it's time, you know. Wayne's distracted.
I'm trying to figure out because, you know.
So you heard it all in English?
Well, not all in English, but a lot in English.
Okay.
I mean, there were plenty.
There may have been some English.
There were plenty of Spanish parts in it, but I heard a lot of English.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think.
Maybe I just thought it was Spanish. I don't know.
Did
or
somebody
maybe thought it was English?
Did somebody AI it? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't. I just wondered what I was listening
Well,
to.
English, Spanish. You know, I'm not sure about English, but Spanish. I think it should win. I think Lady Gaga. Like I say, it's just another Lady Gaga album when it came out, and it sounds like, and that's a high praise. I mean, that's she's innovative and she's got her style and she does it every time she does an album, but it doesn't break new barriers. I don't think that many Lady Gaga fans would think this is her best album yet. And same for Kendrick Lamar, you know, and it's like the only reason they would pick one of them and give it to them is the same reason with Beyonce last year. And maybe they would, because Beyonce was, 43 last year? Kendrick Lamar is 38 and Lady Gaga is 39. So it's like, okay, it's time to give them one, you know?
The Bad Bunny line that did keep popping up with me was something about how I saw your ass on the internet. I liked looking at your ass on the internet.
Maybe you've never felt that way?
That was the line I liked.
He's keeping it real. Okay, yeah. Well, I like him. I like it. You know, it's socially, it's time for something like that to be recognized. And his success, you know, with the streaming and all that, and the kinds of music I think as an album, the whole album as a whole is a greater concept or forward movement than any of the other nominees.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that it was better than everything, but I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed all parts of it. And I thought, wow, this is a part of our society that's still relegated to the Latin Grammys. You know, it's like, why is that? So
yeah. Well, I'm not disputing that it probably has the best chance to win. Clips is by far what I listen to, by far my favorite thing that I listen to.
Well, I don't even know if it has the best chance to win, but I just think that the Lady Gaga and Kendrick Lamar, those would be makeup Grammys.
Right.
And those like I said, I would have thought at the beginning that, well, it's got to be one of those two because they got to make up. But then I just thought, well, I mean, maybe it is time for Bad Bunny. And maybe he does have a chance.
Plus, like we talked about before, the Grammys like to kind of stick it in the eye of, you know, certain groups.
They do.
And I think
that's
a possibility.
They need to catch up, you know, with the progressive, you know, moves that they made in recognizing other artists from underrepresented groups. They need to step it up here, you know? And if these are the ones they're up against, I think they can justify it.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, so you wanted to talk about Best New Artist for some reason.
Well,
and you wanted to do it last, so this is our...
Because, I mean, I knew I would be very negative about all these other nominees.
Yeah.
And I was not really familiar with several of these artists.
Sure. Well, they're new artists, more or less.
They're new artists, but there were some that I was very impressed with.
Okay.
Olivia Dean, we'll go over the list. Who's
just
nominated.
name them off first.
Olivia Dean, Cat's Eye, The Marias, Addison Rae, Somber, who you talked about last week, I think. Yeah. Leon Thomas, Alex Warren, and Lola Young.
Right.
And first off, I cannot believe that you have not previously brought up Lola Young.
I have brought up Lola.
Did you?
Yeah. I talked about her song Messy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was really,
it's amazing. It's a great, great song.
Of all of those artists out there, she's the one that I can imagine listening to her album or listening to her music over and over and digging it. And
she's a 25-year-old from London. I wrote in my notes, I said, she had the best song of any of these people.
Yeah.
And she's just got that gutsy delivery. And Messy is such a, you know, it's like being subjected to like a gaslighter lover who just like, and nothing she does is right. And it's a great hook. And it took me a while. I mean, I kept trying to figure out how I could bring it up. I had the album like a year ago, and I thought I need to bring her up. And then I finally did. I don't know, a month or two ago, maybe. I can't
Okay,
remember.
I didn't remember you bringing her up, but she was the one that was like, okay, this music
Yeah.
is really catchy.
I can see that. Yeah.
And then I started listening to her lyrics, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
these are good lyrics.
Yeah.
This is somebody who knows how to write.
yeah.
And I was surprised. I mean, I may go out and buy her album after that.
Yeah.
The other one that was a big surprise to me was Olivia Dean, and she's
Okay.
sort of a jazz
She's a
slash R&B.
26-year-old British singer. She's like the prototype of a Best New Artist.
Yeah.
Because she's got a great voice, and it's sophisticated pop. She's
Right.
British too, like Lola Young. So maybe that's the thing you got too. But
Yeah.
and she's everything about her is very stylized and very just all sophisticated.
Well, it's very old school in a way.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, you would think, yes, that's what Wayne would like.
Well, no, but I mean, she's a young woman doing a tried and true style, and she's delivering it well.
Yeah, she's good at it.
I think that she needs a little time to develop more of her personal imprint on the song. I
Right.
think that typically of a lot of young, great singers, they try to control everything about them and the image and everything, and then it takes them a while to come into their own. But otherwise, I think she's great.
Yeah, and she's the one I can see developing into
Yep.
becoming a much more wide-ranging artist.
Yep.
And I mean, I think about Sade.
Yeah.
When she first came out, and
Yeah.
she had a little bit of a run, but I expected more out of her.
Right.
And I think this is the same sort of thing, except I think Olivia Dean has the chance of expanding a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Sade needed to do, and what Olivia Dean could do is just like you got to break out of everyone
Right.
telling you what you got to sound like.
Yeah, and to branch out rather than just keeping that same style. But all of the songs that I listen to, the style is a little different. It's
Yeah.
not just okay, I'm
No,
into this
no.
kind of smooth jazz kind of style.
No,
or the
it
smooth
wouldn't
R&B.
fit in the 80s or 70s or something like that. It's too modern for that.
But after listening to so much stuff that I really, really didn't like,
Right.
it made me feel so much better when I actually
Well,
started.
I agree. Those are Lola Young's probably my favorite singer
Yeah.
of the group, and Olivia Dean's the one I think will win.
Yeah.
And I support that too, her winning.
Well,
And the others, go on if you want to.
well, tell me about Cat's Eye, because
Cat's
when I
Eye-
watched them, I watched the video and I thought,
Right.
this is Chuck's thing.
Kind of. Well, so Cat's Eye is sort of, so you had K-pop and J-pop,
Right.
and like K-pop, Korean pop, it would usually be 4 or 5 Koreans, and maybe they'd have a Filipino in the group or whatever. And then J-pop, Japanese, they might have a Korean or something like that in their group. But generally it's to focus on one country. And Cat's Eye is an LA-based group of like 6 women, is it?
I think it's 6.
And like 4 or 5 of them are from different countries. So it's like a super universal
Right.
kind of thing. And it's a polished sound. I don't know that I would have picked them for Best New Artist. I mean, they're fine. I don't think they're great, but I can see that they're trying to jump on board. J-pop, K-pop,
Right.
that's all been going on for years now, and the Grammys have been slow to get on, so they're jumping onto the American contingent now because it's kind of passed America by. And they're doing it with this group. That's fine. They're a little better than maybe the Pussycat Dolls or whatever, but I don't see them as a serious. I mean, they could win, honestly.
Well, it just
But
seemed like a whole lot
I
more
would be a
dancing
little
than music.
surprised.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
dance music.
It's all
It's
that was-
pop.
but-
I mean, it's Best New Artist. You're going to have pop groups. There are always pop groups all over Best
well,
New Artist.
but this is one of those, to me, it's like, okay, somebody sat down and said, we need this,
Yep,
this, and
yep,
this.
yep.
It's a creation,
Yep.
and it was for a very specific reason, and I thought they were really, really dull.
They may even be from 4 different continents. I mean, not just 4
Yeah.
different countries, but
Well-
I mean, there's like, So,
well, they're all beautiful.
sure,
but-
yeah, that's like a criteria.
It's
they're
all-
all decent singers and beautiful women. So, there you
But the
go.
songs were
Take it.
just dull.
Yeah, the songs weren't like Spice Girl level or anything like that.
And the next artist, the Marias.
The Marias, yeah,
It's like I thought I was really going to like it when it started, and then I listened to several songs, and it's like, get off the Quaaludes. I mean, it was.
I
just-
like that vibe though. I mean, it's like surreal. It's not something I think would be Best New Artist because I wouldn't think it would have broad appeal,
Right.
Because it's got that weird little remote vibe.
And she's got the little girl voice.
Maria Zardoya. She's actually from Atlanta.
Really?
The group is based in either New York or L.A. Oh, they're based in L.A. And she sings in Spanish and English.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught up. Okay.
Yeah, I heard some of the Spanish.
I like their sound. I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's too niche, to be like a broad appeal type act. It was something Chuck would listen to, and recognizing that Chuck would understand that most people wouldn't like it.
Well, it was one of those things that I thought, if I had an album of this, I would listen to the first 40 seconds of it, and then it would suddenly become background music.
Yeah.
Because it just sounded so samey all the way through it.
I've told you before, I don't really listen to albums all the way. I usually just pick seriously, I'll just pick a song out and listen to that. I don't want to hear 12 songs. I don't have time for that.
I want 12 songs, and I want them to all be different, and I want them to all be good.
Marias are perfect if you just want one song. You got 3 minutes, and then go on to something else,
Yeah, one song that basically is 45 minutes long. I mean, and I wanted to like it because, like I said, I like that sound.
Yeah,
it got dull.
Confident at it,
It got dull.
It's limited.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I wondered what you would think of them.
Yeah.
Addison Rae.
Yeah.
Addison Rae.
You know her background?
I don't know her background, but I saw plenty of her background in the videos.
Yeah. So she's a TikTok phenomenon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's how she got, and she's very, very sexual, but very sexual in an unsexual way. It's so weird how she's trying to. I think she's trying to be like a Tate McRae. You've heard me talk about her.
Yeah.
But Tate McRae is putting it all out there,
Yeah.
And Addison Rae just feels like she's pretending to be sexual. It's kind of weird. I get kind of this, but again, she was a TikTok phenomenon. She's from Louisiana.
Okay.
And she is 20? She's 25. So we're talking about a lot of people who are about the same age. I think she has she's kind of like sex comedy, so there's kind of she's like a Sabrina Carpenter mixed with Tate McRae, which I don't think adds up to being Best New Artist.
Well, it was one of those things, and
I've got her as a dark horse. I think I've got her as fourth most likely to win.
So many videos that I saw of her, and then the Marias too, and some other of
Addison Rae's are far more sexual.
Well, but I was seeing so much. It's like, what are you selling, the song or your butt? And
that's what they used to say about your girl Madonna, Wayne.
My girl Madonna. But I'd buy the butt, but I'm not going to buy the music.
Right. You said that about Sabrina too. Yeah.
Really?
What is she selling?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was
whatever
thinking the whole
buy.
time. And it's like, this is okay. It is kind of catchy, but without these videos, why would you listen?
Yeah, she's much more performative, I think, than the others.
Yeah.
She's least serious musician of all of them because of her TikTok, and all that. And the others actually got into music because of music. And I think this is just another branch in being a celebrity for her. But it's not bad. I don't think it was bad. It's just like watching her is like, she's kind of off-putting in a way. I don't even know how to explain it.
See, to me, it was kind of like Sabrina Carpenter, and you like her, but it's like
Sabrina Carpenter's charming, and I don't find Addison Rae charming.
I find either one of them
that's
charming,
just personal take.
Oh,
you got to learn to just laugh at Sabrina Carpenter now and then.
I'll try.
Somber, we talked about Somber. He's 20.
Right.
And he's not bad. He's a New Yorker. He's an alt-rock, alt-pop kind of guy. He's a decent singer. I hate the name. It's lowercase SOMBR. There's no E in it. And like I said before, it's like he came up with this name and even when he was in high school, and even admits it's a stupid name. It's like, change it. You've got time, please. He's 6'7", and probably weighs about 100 pounds. So he's very distinctive, and he's a decent performer. And listening to him talk in conversations and everything, like, okay, I need to give him a chance. Because I wouldn't even listen to him at first because I was so put off by the name. Then I listened to him and think, he's not bad.
Well, the first song I listened to, I thought, this is pretty dull. I don't really like this. And then the next couple of songs I listened to, it's like, he does have a pretty good voice.
Yeah.
In the songs.
And he's just 20.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy can grow into something, I think.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I wouldn't have nominated for Best Artist.
No.
But
he's not going to win.
I do think you're right. I think he could grow into something, and you can see the potential in those songs because he's got talent.
Right.
Once he gets songs that are better than what he has right now, he could be something good.
He was just a teenager the last year,
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I liked him better than I thought I would for sure.
I did too. When I finally listened to him, I thought, he's got potential. He's not bad already. I'll get over the name.
And we talked about Leon Thomas.
We did talk about Leon Thomas. I
don't get it.
He's like I say, a New Yorker producer, songwriter. I just wrote new question mark.
This brings us, the old story with Shelby Lynn, who had a complete country music career for nearly 10 years,
right?
And then she comes out with a kind of an R&B album, and they get nominated for Best New Artist.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah, and she won.
We didn't talk about Alex Warren, did we?
No.
I mentioned him. I've mentioned a lot of these people just kind of in passing.
Yeah.
I mentioned him as he had the Song of the Summer, Ordinary, last year.
Yeah.
And, he had a hard life, and he was on one of the music competition, like,
The Voice.
Or American Idol or whatever. And he's got a good voice.
Young, sensitive white guy.
Yeah, young, sensitive white guy with a lot of, stuff in his past, man, But his lyrics are just so cliche, It's like, he's okay. He had a big hit. He's got potential. I'm not saying he can't be more. A lot of songwriters, your lyrics don't come along right away, so maybe he'll be a fantastic lyricist. And I do like his voice, too, but I don't think he's going to win.
His voice is okay. It's just, this is one of those things where there's so many young, sensitive white guys that I've listened to in my life.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to listen to another one and get something.
That's what I was saying when I mentioned it the last time. It's like, if I were putting myself at his age listening to him, I would like him more than someone who's heard this kind of thing over and over and over for years and years.
Well, see, this is the surprising difference that I came through with all of this listening. Is like, suddenly does not like the young, sensitive white guy, really likes the old, angry black guys.
I'm never going to get over this clips thing. I don't think we ever had anything like that when we were doing our columns and writing about the Grammy nominations. I don't remember you ever just flooring me with... Because I thought, Wayne's going to hate this clips. I'm going to have to defend them and say, well, they were recognizing. And then you come at me, he's like, I really feel this one. I'm like, oh, my God. I wondered if maybe you wrote down the wrong name. I was like, are you talking about clips?
Yeah, it's... what's the thing is, like, after you go through so much of just fluff, and this is nearly all fluff, you hear somebody sing about something that's serious, and you can tell that they feel it. It's like... damn, this is what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear something that meant something to somebody, and because it meant something to them, it means something to me. I get it. Okay. And I didn't really, when I first started listening, I was like thinking, I remember these guys kind of.
Yeah.
And then.
A long time ago.
Yeah, but it's like they've been through some shit, and they're making art about it. Yeah. And, man, I'm all for it.
Okay. So I think Olivia Dean's probably going to win just because she fits the prototype for Best New Artist. But she's good. Yeah, I do think Leon Thomas can win just because he got nominated for so many other things. Yeah. But I don't think he deserves to. I think Cat's Eye is a remote chance just because it's America trying to catch up with the K-pop and J-pop trends. And then the most outside is Addison Rae just trying to recognize, TikTok stars and all that stuff. So with her background.
Well, I think the best bets are Leon Thomas and Alex Warren.
Okay.
Although I do think that
you don't think Olivia Newton-John?
Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Rodrigo? No.
I think Olivia Dean. I think Olivia Dean definitely fits the profile of what has won before and that they like.
Right.
I'm not sure that she would get it.
I'd like to know the demographics of the Grammy voters now. I think that would help me figure out who probably would or wouldn't win. I know it used to be old people always voting, and they had to get younger voters because it was just so out of touch.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much they've integrated and all that stuff. I think she would be like the middle-aged person's choice. Right. Younger people, maybe she's not enough spice, and then the older people, maybe she's too much spice, but she's that middle bear, just right.
Well, the big reason I think Leon Thomas will win is just what you said, because he was nominated for Best Album.
Yeah, he's been around.
Yeah, and it's like
people and written songs.
And he's got connections. People have worked with him on the Academy.
I definitely think he's a possibility.
But the ones that I come away with and think, I'm going to be watching them are Olivia Dean and especially Lola Young.
I can't wait. I didn't love Lola Young's. I've actually bought her album on CD. I didn't buy that mini CD, but I bought her on CD.
Right.
I didn't love the whole album as much, but Messy was just so great. Just such a great song.
Well, listen to
I
several
would have
tracks.
nominated it for probably record of the year.
It's better than all those.
Yeah.
That song is better than everything that's nominated, I think, for record of the year or song of the year.
Yeah.
And song of the year by far.
Yeah. Sure.
And it's not like some deep, dark, serious thing. It's just a good pop song.
You should listen to that one, John. I think
Will.
you might,
I wrote it down.
I think you'll like her.
Yeah.
Well, were we going to throw in any other? I don't know if we're out of time, or were we going to throw in any other?
Well, I wanted to quickly just.
I got a quick checklist of just some other categories.
You can say some other things that have come up. I mean, we talked about Songwriter of the Year. Now they have a Producer of the Year category, which incorporates a stack of different albums by different producers, and I kind of think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Our producers,
Our in-house producer.
Right, John?
I'm all for that.
Well, they used to have producer.
They used to have producer.
They used to have Producer of the Year, but it would be for one album.
Right.
And now is Producer of the Year with like a stack of different projects.
They worked on it.
Right. Which makes it very different because, you can, strike gold with one great album and then the rest of the stuff that you produce is like, yeah. But so I think this is actually a better way to do Producer of the Year.
Because it shows you're consistent.
Yeah. And then I wanted to talk about, and it's so funny because, I've trashed modern country music so much lately on this podcast. But, some of the folks nominated, especially for Best Contemporary Country, I actually think are very good.
Okay.
And Kelsey Ballerini is one of the folks that's on there. Of course, she's from Knoxville, and I think
we did talk about that on the show when we were recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I'd
love to have her Knoxville gal, Kelsey Ballerini.
Yeah, well,
I had that one down.
I think we talked about it, but she's there. Tyler Childers is on there. Eric Church, I'm kind of so on, but I like Jelly Roll better than I like his music, but I do like him, and I think Miranda Lambert, and I think they're all pretty good. But
the Grammys have a weird kind of Grammy country artists are different from seeing the country awards country artists.
Yeah,
and I think the Grammys try to look for the ones who are like really talented, but maybe not all up the butt of the country music industry.
Well, they look at the ones that kind of cross over into like people who like other genres,
and like Kelsey Ballerini.
Yeah, I
mean, pop people would just love a lot of her songs. They're not just like twangy.
And they used to give the awards to like some what they call Americana artists.
Right.
And I wanted to address that just real quick because now there's like a stack of Americana and roots categories. And Tyler Childers just came out and said how much he hates the term Americana and the idea of Americana. Uh-huh. And I kind of agree with him. I think it's run its course.
Okay.
I think that they should be categorized. They should be considered in country music.
Okay.
Because that's kind of where traditional country music ran off to.
Right.
And modern country music became more pop.
Right.
It kind of became late 70s rock and pop.
The Grammys just keep adding awards because there's another group that they want to serve and another award they want to give. And so they just will keep adding on. Anything pops up for 10 minutes, and they'll put them. And then 10 years later, they're still doing that category. It's like, who even,
who even makes that kind of music
anymore?
Yeah.
It's like,
but in an earlier time, Jason Isbell would have been nominated in the country music category, and now he's in the Americana category.
Oh, he should be. Yeah.
And it marginalizes those
does
artists.
Marginalize him.
Yeah. Even though it gives them a place, they're marginalized.
It's like a participation trophy.
Well, I don't think it's so much like a participation trophy as it is, we don't even have to worry about this category because this is what's making all the money. Let's not even worry about, what's the greatest art. So I think that is kind of what the crime of it is. I'm glad that these people get recognized because they're making better music for the most part than the people who are making more money.
Okay.
So I wanted to mention that just because I think it's an interesting thing to watch to see what's going on with the categories. But, and it's interesting also in Best Traditional Country Album, Willie Nelson is up against his son, Lucas Nelson.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of interesting.
That's cool. Real quick, Pop Solo, I think they'll finally give Sabrina Carpenter for Man-Child as kind of a consolation for not giving her any of the majors.
What category is this?
Pop Solo. So
what does that mean?
It means just a solo pop song, like a solo.
How's
artist.
that different than
Well, that's
song of the year or record
song
of the year?
Is all genres. So you could theoretically have country music in Song of the Year.
Yeah, and it has been.
You could have rock.
Okay, so this is pop song of the year.
Just
I think
strictly pop.
I think "Man of Constant Sorrow" won song of the year,
Probably.
or not song of the year, record of the year.
Yeah. So
yeah.
by denying her the major categories, they can help make up for pop solo. Pop duo, I think that's where the Rose Bruno Mars will win with Apartment. That was a huge hit a year ago. It doesn't really, it's in the major categories, but again, I think that's a consolation. With the possibility of the Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande song Defying Gravity from Wicked. I think that's got an outside shot, but it's probably going to be Rose and Bruno Mars. Same thing, pop vocal album. I think they'll probably give that to Lady Gaga if she doesn't win the album. And the rap album, I think, will be Kendrick Lamar, maybe also as a consolation prize. So they can give awards to everybody and still do what they want. And the Latin pop, one thing I like about that is Bad Bunny's not in Latin pop because his album is so genre non-specific. There's traditional pop or traditional Latin music, and so that opens the door for Carol G, who's like this California singer. She's a Latina, and she's great, and she's done fantastic. Again, it's an opportunity to get more Latin artists out there and get them more visible, rather than just putting them on the Latin Grammys, a whole other show where they aren't seen by anybody else.
Right.
I'd love to see Carol G get some recognition. And that's kind of all the little breakouts I had.
Cool.
All right. So Grammys, we're done. We'll see what happens. We'll see if which disappointments Wayne will feel, which disappointing artist will get the big awards that he doesn't think they deserve.
The only one I'm going to really be interested in is Best New Artist.
Okay. Well, I think Olivia Dean, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, we want to go with recommendations?
Sure. Go for it.
Well, let's go with, I'm going to start with, I just saw the movie Left-Handed Girl. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's directed by Shi-Ching Tsao, who produced a couple of Sean Baker's movies. And Sean Baker, of course, is the guy who did Honora and the Florida Project.
Great.
I know you hated Honora.
Yeah.
You probably hate this one too, Chuck.
Yeah.
But
I'm marking it out right now.
it's Sean Baker co-wrote it and edited it, but it is a really sweet movie. I had a sense of dread through the whole thing, I got to say, which kind of worked against it a little bit when I was watching it. But it's a family in Taipei, Taiwan, and it's a mother. She has a surly teenage daughter, but there is this incredibly cute 5-year-old, and this little girl is left-handed. The family runs a noodle shop. The show, as it opens, they're running a little noodle stand out in the night market in Taipei.
Okay.
And the little girl is told by her grandfather that she needs to do everything with her right hand because the left hand is of the devil.
Right, yeah.
And the little girl then takes this all in and starts doing things with her left hand that are of the devil. She starts shoplifting and doing all sorts of stuff. But it's a very...
And that's a whole movie, huh?
No, it's a family... It's a film where you're finding out things about this family. You're finding out a lot of things about Taiwanese culture, which is very patriarchal, apparently. But there's lots of little secrets.
I'm joking. I have a ridiculously shallow movie myself. So go ahead.
But no, it's very... There's a sweetness about it, but it's very much a slice of life film. Okay. And I like that sort of thing. I like to be taken someplace and just sit with the characters, basically, and see what's going on. There's some secrets revealed, and I think it's well worth a watch. And let me tell you that my sense of dread, it will help you watch this film, was unfounded. Some serious things happen, but I was waiting for something horrible, and thank goodness it does not have something really horrible.
Okay. Awesome.
So there you go.
There you go.
Now, what is the piffle that you're going to...
John, you go on your movie.
I don't have a movie or a visual. I've got a podcast.
Okay.
I may have mentioned this podcast before, but the second season just came out, and it's called Shell Game.
Okay.
And it the writer is a guy named Evan Ratliff. He's a science or a tech writer. And in the first season, I think you'll remember this when I tell you the premise of the first season. He finds software that when you read a couple of paragraphs into it, it will mimic your voice. And you can make it say anything in your voice. And then he hooks that to an AI, and then he calls that his voice agent. And then he gives the AI also hooks to software that can make phone calls. And he starts out by having his AI call customer support lines, and he just prompts the AI to call these customer support lines and come up with some kind of concern you want to talk to them about. And at first, it sounds like him, but where you start to notice that the AI is not doing the right thing is when can you tell me your account number? And Evan's voice agent says, oh yeah, the account number is 123456789. And they're like, but that's not an account number. And so then he has his voice agent call a therapy bot, for therapy.
Right.
And that is kind of funny to hear the circular logic going around in there, because AIs are supposed to be helpful. That's their
right.
I mean, they're all just upbeat and happy. And then in the last of that first season, he has his voice agent start calling his friends, and that's when it really gets funny, because his friends, they know. I mean, they find out pretty quick, and some of them just like, what are you? So anyway, in the second season, he is now he's been listening to online YouTube gurus who are talking about the benefits of AI, and he's the one that he's talking about that he quotes in there is that you can build a whole company of AIs and you don't have to do anything. You just tell them what to do and you just make money. And he's like, all right, let's see if we can do that. And so he forms a company, a tech company, and he creates two AIs that are his founding partners, Megan and Kyle, and they start trying to form a company, and then they build some more AIs. They build a chief technology officer, Ash, and they build a HR person who's an Australian woman. I can't remember her name. And then they get this young sales associate, even though they don't have a product to sell. They just have an extra guy around. But then they start brainstorming, first they're trying to come up with a name for the company. And he's like, I kind of like sort of Tolkien, Middle-earth kind of names. And every single one of them says, well, what about Palantir? It's like, that's already a company. But then they start trying to brainstorm about logo, and the brainstorming is just kind of bland. I mean, one person will say an idea, and the other person will say, yeah, Kyle, I like that idea of doing that. And then they'll go, well, yeah, I like that you like my idea. And it's like, and so he's enlisted.
We've been in those meetings.
Yeah.
He's enlisted the help of a Stanford computer science student who had been working in AI since he was like 12 years old. He's from Czechoslovakia, but he's just smart as he can be. And he says, well, what? And he's complaining to this guy. He's like, the brainstorming sessions are just not coming up with anything. I mean, it's just bland. And and the guy said, well, you just need to turn their temperature up. And he said, what's that? And he goes, well, there's a setting in AI that you can turn it up, and it allows more and more random ideas to come in. And if you're trying to do something creative, you need to kind of spin off and brainstorm and come up with. So he turns it up and then goes in to listen to them brainstorming, and they are forcefully speaking to each other, but it's just strings of words that don't. It's hilarious. He goes, "Whoa, overshot the mark." He said, "I listened to that brainstorming session for about 30 minutes because it was just so funny, but I realized we weren't getting anywhere, so I turned it back down." Anyway, it's called Shell Game, and it's really fascinating. And so they decide in their first marketing push. Megan, who's the marketing person, says, well, we need to make a podcast about how we made our company. And so they make a podcast within the podcast. It's very meta.
Oh, cool. It sounds fun.
It is fun.
All right. What's this light thing that you're going to...
Yeah, my Oscar nominee. Fackham Hall. Have you seen...
Oh, I saw previews for that, yeah.
Fackham Hall.
How do you spell that?
I'm glad you asked. Fackham, and then the word hall.
Okay.
And yes, if you're British and you say that, it sounds like something else.
Right.
And that's the whole idea. It's a spoof movie. It's kind of a spoof of Downton Abbey, which I never watched Downton Abbey.
Ooh, I loved it.
But, well, this is a super broad humor, Naked Gun, Top Secret, maybe scary movie type stuff, just ridiculously juvenile jokes and physical humor and sight gags and puns and physical comedy and sex humor and potty humor and of course they use it from the. So basically, it's an aristocratic family in Britain. And they're in some great, estate, and they have to marry someone within their family to keep the estate. So everybody's, there's all incest, and it's from the perspective of this guy Ben Radcliffe. He plays Eric, and he's like a new what is he? He's like a purser or something like that. And he's hired in, and then he falls in love with one of the girls who's in the royal family, or not royal family, but the aristocratic family, and it's just all stupid, silly from beginning to end. It's an hour and a half long. It's totally disposable. R-rated, but it's kind of a soft R. I wouldn't, it's more like a PG-13, except there's some, erection jokes and stuff like that, maybe. Okay. But it's just dumb, and I was laughing harder than anyone else in the movie. So, but it does have a decent Rotten Tomatoes rating, and I thought, it's just if you want. I've been doing a lot of escapist stuff lately, and this is just about as escapist as it can be. Oh, Ben Radcliffe is the main guy, Eric, and then he was in The Witcher. Thomasine McKenzie, she was in Old and Jojo Rabbit. Right. She plays Rose, the gal that catches his attention. Jimmy Carr is in it, the comedian, as a vicar, and he has this great. I can't do it justice, but where he's reading speeches and stuff, and he stops at the wrong word, and then he starts up again with what you just have to hear it. It's funny, it's overdone. And Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy from the Harry Potter movies, is in it, and he's kind of a bad guy, of course. But
where do you see this?
I saw it in the theater.
Oh, it's in the theater now?
Yeah, but it'd probably be on streaming very, very soon. Yeah. But anyway. Music. You got music.
I have a recommendation from a fella who probably never was nominated for a Grammy. Stan Ridgway, who was the lead vocalist for Wall of Voodoo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he had he has a great solo career. I mean, it's great in what he creates, not in a whole lot of money probably. But gosh, I can't remember what year this came out. It's about 15 years old. He has an album called Snakebite, Blacktop Ballads and Fugitive Songs. And it is, all of his albums have been really good, but this one is one of those things that is just like, it's so much fun. It came out in 2004, but it's loaded with like, he has a very weird sense of humor and a very theatrical way with lyrics. He's got this great song. My favorite song on it is called King for a Day, and it's about a man who has stolen his ex-wife's car and is smoking crack and is driving erratically, and the police are following him, and he's calling her to tell her what's going on.
Okay. She needs to know.
My favorite line is... because he's talking about the cameras watching him, and he says, "Here's a message for your mother out the window. Can she see?" So he's flipping his mother-in-law off while he's getting ready to roll into the side of a wall somewhere.
What's his name again?
Stan Ridgway.
Stan Ridgway, yeah.
And Ridgway does not have an E in Ridge.
Okay.
But, he covers Mose Allison's Monsters of the Id, which is really appropriate. He's got this beautiful song called Our Manhattan Moment, and a good song called God Sleeps in a Caboose. Classic Hollywood ending is very theatrical and pretty and beautiful. And then he's got a little song about his time with Wall of Voodoo and what they went through that's a little kind of fun ballad. And he ends with like a song about a Civil War soldier that's just beautiful. And he's got a weird kind of wrangly voice. He always kind of sounds like this.
Radio.
Yeah. Yep. But if you've never listened to Stan Ridgway solo stuff, I think that's the one to start with. And he is a great artist and a terrific songwriter.
All right.
I'll look that one up. We have a concert here in Knoxville in March every year. That's a wide-ranging, all over the place. It's called Big Ears, and it's jazz, it's ambient, it's rock, it's noise, it's experimental, it's everything. So we've gone every year. It's happened, my wife and I, and when the lineup comes out, you look at it and you may see 4 or 5 things you know, but there's 25 or 30 things you've never even heard of before. And so you really kind of have to do some research before you go so you know what you're going to like. And I was doing some of that, and I came across, they're called Sons of Tsunami, TSON, Sons of Tsunami. And it's the project of a guy named Simon Haynes, who I recommended another act that he had called Tradici Baci, that was at Big Ears a couple of years back. It was like weird sci-fi movie soundtracks and stuff. This is different. This is jazz guitar, but it's really strange. Really good listening music. It's not vocal at all. I think it's a quartet, jazz guitar, bass. There's some horns in it. Anyway, I've really enjoyed it. Listened to it this morning. It's good stuff. Sons of Tsunami.
Cool. And they're coming to Big Ears.
Yes, they are.
Good deal.
All right. I don't know if I said that Ben Radcliffe plays a purser. He plays the new porter at the...
Oh, okay.
So that didn't make sense. And it was set in 1931, the movie, so you get the scene.
The whole Downton Abbey thing.
The whole Downton Abbey thing, yeah. My music recommendation, recently I recommended Laurie Anderson's 1982 album, Big Science.
Yep.
Well, 20 years later, kind of it could be her daughter in music. Dot Allison came out with a song, with an album called We Are Science. And she's similar. I may have mentioned her before. I don't think I mentioned her as a recommendation. But anyway, We Are Science by Dot Allison from 2002. And she's kind of like I say, she's sort of a follow-up to Laurie Anderson because she's electronic. Laurie Anderson is a performance artist, and she does comedy, and she speaks, and then she does music. It's all underscored by music. Dot Allison is more into the music and more into the electronic stuff, which, of course, is Laurie Anderson's foundation. Right. But We Are Science, she's a Scottish singer, and I think the songs I would recommend are We're Only Science. The album is We Are Science. The song We're Only Science is like a hypnotica thing where she's just going, she's like breathing and rhythmically and just saying We're Only Science. And she does these long notes and stuff. And then it just goes, you get to the little lyrics at the very end. It's like, look into my eyes for the last time, So anyway, pretty cool. She has a song called We Could Be Replaced, which is this kind of hum and jangle song. And these doomed people who are, talking about being your rivals and everything. But it just has this, you can be replaced. And something I'll tell you about that, Wayne, is I used to think that all the time when I was a manager and someone was pissing me off. I never thought this about you. You could never be replaced. But I would think about it as some of your peers. I think you could be replaced. And there's a song called I Think I Love You, which is cool because it's she says, I think I love you. And it's this kind of thrusting, throbbing type song. And she just said, the whole lyrics are, I think I love you. But she says it in so many different words. So it's like, in so many different ways. So it's like, I think I love you. I think I love you. But anyway, it's cool. And then there's a real rocky song called Strung Out, and it's noisier, and it's got guitars. There's some guitars in here too. But cool. Anyway, she's like I say, she's like a not ancestor, but anyway, a follow up to Laurie Anderson, who would do kind of robotic type voices, and like she was Laurie Anderson was the answering machine, and then Dot Allison is Alexa, something like that. So
cool.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, I think we're done. We've done our Grammy picks again with much fighting. We're going to go have a fist fight in the parking lot now. And
loser leaves town.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going out of town tonight.
Loser has to listen to Justin Bieber's album again.
Oh, no.
Boy,
no.
That ups the ante.
We can't do that to either. I couldn't do that to you.
Well, he's already done the work.
Yeah, he has. I've had the sense not to listen to that whole album. Gosh. Anyway, if you got any questions for us or suggestions, topic suggestions, feedback, you can write us at howweheardit@gmail.com. And we're all over social media. You can find us on YouTube and
Instagram.
Yeah.
Facebook.
We're on Instagram and Facebook and X and TikTok. Yeah, we're all over there.
And let us know
we're
what
over
your
there
favorite...
with Addison Rae on TikTok even somehow.
And let us know what your favorite Latvian band is.
Yes.
If you're in Latvia and there's a great music out there, then tell us what it is so we can look it up.
This is Faki. And I think that the way to say goodbye in Latvian, even though I don't usually look those up, it sounds like ciao, the Italian ciao, but it's spelled differently. So ciao.
You've been listening to How We Heard It with Chuck Campbell and Wayne Bledsoe, a podcast about music, movies, art, culture, whatever it is that's on their mind. How We Heard It was recorded at the Arbor Studio in Knoxville, Tennessee by me, John Baker. How We Heard It is a Cozy Planet production. If listening to this podcast has given you a burning sensation, then we recommend you sit in a hot tub until your symptoms fade away. If you'd like to reach out to Chuck or Wayne or even me, you can send an email to howweheardit@gmail.com. So thank you for listening, and come on back and we'll have another episode for you next week.